Message from Starfleet Command, top priority.
You are listening to the TrekRanks podcast, a member of the Tricorder Transmissions Podcast Network. This is episode 190, featuring Abstract V. Welcome, Star Trek fans. I am Jim Moorhhouse. I'm the host of the TrekRanks podcast, and tonight we're back in Las Vegas, everybody. Hey. All right. We're back at STLV doing another live show from the Las Vegas convention, and tonight it's episode 190. Our topic is Abstract V, and we have a room full of chaos again. We have 5 guests, 6 total people joining us. With us tonight are Ken Reilly, Alex Perry, hello, Claire Little, Matt Hansen, Jamie McGregor, and we are going to have a whole lot of fun talking Abstract V. Everybody's been on the show, so we don't need to do an intro. All right, TrekRanks recalibration, here we go.
You can recalibrate the regulators now.
Will do.
Okay, the TrekRanks charter has 2 clauses. 1, the ranks Trek, so we can have a fun conversation about Star Trek, and 2, the ranks don't matter. We just use them as the framework to have a deep dive conversation about all things we love about Trek. And the Vulcan Master likes to tell us each week.
Infinite diversity.
In infinite combinations.
There are no wrong answers at TrekRanks. This show is all about sharing the things we love about Trek, and we love it all from TOS to TNG, straight to Enterprise, the Kelvin timeline, and Discovery, Picard, Strange New World, Short Treks, Lower Decks, Prodigy. It's all fair game here on the TrekRanks podcast.
Black alert. Black alert.
And a reminder, this episode of TrekRanks is current now through the complete 2nd season of Star Trek Prodigy, which means 933 total episodes of Star Trek across the past 58 years. And don't forget, we use episodes as a shorthand term, but the 13 films are always in play as well.
Hailing frequencies open.
Thank you, Mr. Worf. You can hail us directly on Twitter at TrekRanks or at Enterprise and Extra, and on Blue Sky at TrekRanks, so you can see all the extensive rankings of all the Treks at TrekRanks.com. And don't forget to call us on our new number. Leave us a message at 757-828-RANK. R-A-N-K. Yes.
Right.
All right.
You're slightly too.
So we're going to best number ever. 757-828-7625. R-A-N-K. Rank. Okay, we're going to let everybody quickly tell us how they can get a hold of you. Ken, TrekCore.
That's right. TrekCore. Twitter, Facebook, wherever. You know.
Alex Perry.
At Alexander C. Perry.
Claire.
Isolinier chip on Blue Sky.
Blue Sky only, yes. Matt.
At M Hansen 0207 HANSEN on Twitter.
And Jamie.
At JMac_Riff.
All right. We are jumping straight into our Prime Directives to get going on this abstract.
Do they know about Prime Directive? They know everything I know, sir.
All right, and you're about to know everything we know about our Prime Directive. So before we go, 2 quick TrekRanks roll calls. First, this is our 6th convention. TrekRanks, we've done this 5 times before, 4 times in Vegas, once in Chicago. Here's our quick roll call. TrekRanks Mount Rushmore. Treks Mount Rushmore. Costumes.
Mount Rushmore.
Okay, yeah. Costumes. Sleazy locales, Trek gambles, the best deaths, and now we're doing our first abstract topic, Abstract V.
Wait, does this mean next year we'll be doing Abstract L?
No, but that's a good one. Why? Because
STLV.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, isn't that why you picked Abstract V?
No.
I assumed it was because Vegas. Yeah.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
Also, you know, V is.
It's also 5.
Well, yes, but,
Okay.
but if you started at the end, you're going back to the beginning.
We have a temporal recalibration happening already.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Hey, it's abstract. You can pick whatever you want. And our second roll call. This is the 9th abstract topic we've done. We started these episode 56 with our top 5 shapes, and since then we've done Abstract 3, the letter H, Abstract 1, silence, Abstract T, counting, and the last one we did was Abstract Fire, which was an awesome show. And now we're doing another letter. It's Abstract V. It could stand for anything, Alex. Vegas. Could be anything. Who knows why I picked it?
Just Vegas.
Okay. All right, everyone, let's do our Prime Directives really quick. We're starting with you, Ken.
I had no prime directive. I went for the letter V and stuck with it.
5 cool things to start with letter B. That's all we're doing.
V is for vibes, Jim.
Vibes.
Oh.
Okay.
Jim, you put the definition of abstract in the chat at some point, and it included the word unseen. And I grabbed that and I went with it. None of my picks are actually seen.
I like that. Scene. Okay. Matthew.
I just went with V for variety. So I have places, I have people, I have names of things.
Okay. I love it. 5 cool Star Trek words. Their names.
And I'm exactly the same. I got a thing, a person, a people, a planet, or whatever. So, yeah.
Me too. I've got one character, one actor, one species, one creature, and then
I
a nebulous pick. And I did try to do something like a theme with like broad words that are maybe more reflective of like themes in Trek, like vibes or something, but I gave up. Couldn't do it. So it's just 5 cool Star Trek words. Here we go. Okay. We're good. We're doing it. Third Romulan, introduce us to the order of things.
I am a Jem'Hadar. He is a Vorta. It is the order of things.
All right. Thank you, Third Romulan. As always, we're going to start with 5-word summary and hashtag to seize our picks, and then we'll each reveal our abstract V choice and the reason we're highlighting it. And of course, everyone will pick one episode to associate with their topic or their pick. After getting through 5 rounds of picks, we'll do our secondary systems, and if we have any duplicate picks, make sure you listen to the Defiant Torpedoes. Okay, Ken, let's do it. What's your number 1 pick?
Number 5.
Number 1 pick in the 5th round.
Well, my first number 5 pick. My 5 words are engine, room, flight, recorder, and visual. Hashtag back.77. It is videotape. And it is going to the tape to find out where Spock's fucking copter is.
Yes.
Yeah, you for videotape.
Oh,
You can do the tracking a little bit on that planet, but
the tracking lines
it's
as
pretty
it
cool.
line.
Otherwise,
Oh my
it's pretty
god, it's so good.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Star Trek 3.
Star Trek 3 is
with finding Spock's copter. Oh, I love this.
0.77.
Go to the tape.
What does that mean, back 0.77?
Well, you go back 0.77 or back 0.76 if you're feeling fun.
I mean,
What's
like
gonna be,
number of
like-
seconds. That's very short.
Maybe it's
very
like
short
point
duration.
I think it has like,
star date.
Yeah.
I think it has a
In a
star date
star
on
minute
there.
or
It has a star date on there.
0.77
Like
star
So it's like the
minutes.
equivalent of saying go back 5 minutes, but
Yes.
It's like hitting a 30-second skip on your TiVo, but the other way.
Gotcha.
Let's go to the tape and figure it out. All right, that's an awesome pick. The videotape. I wonder how many times.
I don't think I think it's got to be one of the only ones.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like, in terms of one that's very clear, there's like a clicking sound and
You literally see the rewind happening.
right.
The replay menagerie doesn't have the chunking, but
Yeah,
it is
no,
also
that-
it is very like we were been recording everything that happened while
That is a television
and we edited it
transmission.
very
Right,
nicely.
But in Menagerie, they call all the
Yeah.
Spock's recordings the tapes. I mean, there's a lot of times they reference tapes.
acknowledge
It's pretty
the fact
rare
that
they
it's
do
kinda weird.
video.
But
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I like it.
yeah.
very rare that you actually see VHS with that little, with the
I don't know.
twiddling
And
noises as it goes
it
back.
is a very smart way if you didn't see Star Trek 2, the
Right.
Khan,
To
Yeah.
to give you,
Uh-huh.
previously.
It was probably Betamax.
Admiral
That's
Kirk
okay.
had his video copy of Star Trek.
Betamax was the superior
It
technology.
was Betamax for the beta quad.
And it may come back in the future.
Engine room flight recorder visual stardate 8128.78.
Go.
Ship. Out of danger. Yes.
Back 0.77.
Flight recorder visual 28.77.
Go.
No! You'll flood the whole compartment. Son, he's dead already.
Back 0.76.
Flight recorder visual 28.76.
Go.
You're not going in there. Perhaps you're right. What is Mr. Scott's condition? Well, I don't think that he... Sorry, Doctor, I have no time to discuss this logically.
Alex, All
right.
Number 5 pick.
5-word summary. Gullyvec must be feeling #daring today. This is the Valjean Chakotay ship from Star Trek Voyager, Season 1, Episode 1, Caretaker.
Okay.
Very good.
Which I just love. It's a cool ship. It's, you know, like, I love that little opening scene in Voyager where the
Star Wars crawl.
Yeah. You get the Star Wars crawl, the second time they've done that for a pilot, because apparently they couldn't think of another way to start a Star Trek pilot. But then you smash cut to the Badlands, and you know the Valjean is sort of moving around the plasma streams, and you've got the Cardassian Galor class warship coming in, and it's Gullyvec, who you've seen in Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and the ship has the like movie era L cars, you know, because it's an older ship, and it's just love me.
The name Valjean immediately tells you who the ship is, what the mindset is.
It tells you that Chakotay's literary tastes are just as terrible as Michael Eddington's. I don't think they ever call it the Valjean dialogue.
I was going to say,
they come up in Prodigy?
I think it came up finally in Prodigy, but I don't think
I think it shows up on that episode in season 7 where they all get brainwashed by Tuvok at the movie theater.
Repression.
Yeah, there's remember the evil.
No, I like
Bajoran.
That's right. This is a holy time.
I think there's a graphic where it has the name listed.
It certainly is not identified as the Valjean.
I don't think it was ever said on screen until this season of Prodigy.
I think it came up in Prodigy. I can't.
They pulled a lot into Prodigy.
Okay, Claire. Round 5. What do you got?
5 words. It's all in the delivery. # she makes it work. It's the 5th house of Beta Z. Because we never see it. We don't really know what it is. Deanna Troi does make some digs at the Sacred Chalice of Reeks later on. Yeah, but what's the 5th house? I don't know. But boy, does Lwaxana Troi care that that's what she's the daughter of, and boy, does she want you to know it.
Your ignorance is astonishing. I am Lwaxana Troi, daughter of the 5th house, holder of the sacred chalice of Reeks, heir to the holy rings of Beta Z. Who are you?
I love it. This is a great pick. Unseen. Yeah. It's abstract because you're picking the Romulan V. And did you pick an episode though?
Haven, because it's the first time she uses it, and so season 1, episode 11, Haven. Which I think actually this is the second time I've chosen Haven because I chose her little plant.
I secretly love Haven just because of that scene. Yeah. That scene makes Haven awesome.
Please continue the petty bickering.
Yes.
I think we can all agree Haven, one of the best episodes of Star Trek.
Absolutely.
It is one of the episodes of Star Trek.
It is definitely one of the episodes of Star Trek.
It's one of the more okay ones of the first
season. Well, let's see if Robert Nepper doesn't come up again in this.
Secondary systems.
Little clue.
Yeah.
Matthew, what do you got?
So my number 5 ties into my very first experience with Star Trek ever. My 5 words in a hashtag, the D's first resting place, hashtag that planet just came out of nowhere. It's Viridian 3.
I didn't think of this one.
You didn't think of Viridian 3?
I didn't think of Viridian 3.
It's the first one that I thought of because, I mean, that was the first Star Trek I ever saw. I was 6 years old, hadn't seen any sci-fi, hadn't seen Star Wars yet. That was the first thing that I saw in that crash sequence. Blew my mind, so it had to.
That's literally your first Star Trek?
Yeah, my first Star Trek anything.
Viridian 3.
I mean, what a perfect introduction to Star Trek.
Going off the ship and Captain Kirk in your first experience.
Yes, Star Trek's best movie.
I mean, it's a movie that I really like. I know a lot of people don't, but
I mean, it doesn't like Generations.
Exactly.
It's a classic. Yeah. And Viridian 3 is just a great planet name. And
it is.
It's
very just like a
and it's not
sumptuous meal of a word.
I'm very happy that I can now say it's the D's first resting place and not
final. Oh, I like that.
Very good.
That's so true.
Excellent. Okay, I like that. All right, Jamie, what do you got?
Yeah, there it is. And also, anyway.
Oh, shut up, Al.
Moving on.
Jamie, what do you got?
There is a special panel on Generations, being its 30th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
So I assume
it's the 30th anniversary of Star Trek Generations.
I will see you there.
See you all.
I'll be in the front row, middle of the front row.
So I have a partial duplicate from our very first pick about videotape. So my 5 words are video home system cassette recorder, hashtag Star Trek Discovery, and for me, V is for VHS or VCR, which is the way I discovered Star Trek through VHS tapes. The local video place was called Video Easy that I had to go to, and it was when I knew what the schedule was of how they were released, and my job was to get to the store and look behind the cover to see if the tape was there before the other Star Trek fan in my suburb got there, they got there first. And generally, I would be down there in the store and go, "You bastard!" Or whatever the equivalent of "Khan" is, would be what I would yell when there was nothing behind the tape. And VCR also for the years of taping episodes off television in order to watch things. And so videotape, although it featured very well in Star Trek 3, was still part of, for me, DS9, Voyager, TNG, and the original series. There is a bit of a tie-in because for me, you've recently posted about the CIC trailer, I believe, and talked more about it on Weekly Trek, I think, although I haven't heard that yet. But and obviously, when I saw the Lower Decks trailer for season 5, I had thought as well that was based off a trailer that I must have heard. Well, I heard every single time that I watched. It's like 3.5 minutes, and I watched it every single time. It's so good. The words, they have been our guides. Everybody remember where we parked. Like that is for me. That is the experience of watching us. You're not exactly catching us at our best. Yes. And at any rate, my episode for you, Jim, is going to be "You Are Cordially Invited." It was these episodes were very important to myself, my sister, my family, because we watched them all. And my sister Lorraine is here in the Peanut Gallery. Yes, and this was an episode that she particularly could not wait for because, of course, it was the wedding episode, and we had to get in and we had to get that tape first. And of course, the other tie-in, of course, is the Lower Decks the trailer. Refers to Boob Window, which also appears on the front cover of that VHS. Quite prominently on that VHS cover. So, anyway, that's why I love that VHS art so much. That is my that is my first pick VHS. Pick VHS. Awesome.
I didn't even know about the CIC version of that trailer until you started talking. Did you watch it? No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I put the YouTube video out.
It's great. Yeah, I need to watch it. I had no idea.
Which some guy, he recut that trailer together and did it in HD. Really? Someone who was very... That's
cool. Yeah. Amazing. I love these picks. Okay, let's close out round 5 with my pick. 5 words and hashtag boss of the whole South Side. Hashtag V is for vigorous. And my pick is Vic Tayback. Vic Tayback as JoJo Kracko from A Piece of the Action. One of my favorite actors. Vic Tayback. He was Mel the Cook on Alice. Emmy nominee, Golden Globe Award winner. And I love A Piece of the Action. I was thinking about picking Vic Fontaine, but I decided to go with another Vic. I'm picking Vic Tayback, who just wants a few heaters and work a deal with Kirk. That's all he wants to do is work a deal with JoJo Kracko, one of my favorites. Anybody got a take on JoJo Kracko? A Piece of the Action?
Just that we will never know what movie Quentin Tarantino would have made featuring that character.
Oh my God!
Descendant of that character.
He probably would have been in it.
Sooner or later, you'll be coming for a piece of our action.
That's right. JoJo Kracko is the best.
So you're the Fed, huh? Well.
And you?
Kracko, JoJo Kracko. I'm the head of the whole South Side territory. Hey, I'm glad to see you.
Would you mind telling me how you even know who I am?
Sit down, Kirk. I've got all of Biller's communications bugged. He can't make a date with a broad unless I know about it.
Big Tayback. Okay, let's go to round 4. Ken, what do you got?
All right, number 4. My 5 words are so rare, so many knockoffs. Hashtag V for vicious. It's the Veron T Disruptor.
Oh,
All right, I think we have one on display here in the room tonight.
We actually do.
So the Veron T Disruptor was the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy, banned in the Federation.
Yep.
Kivas Fajo,
Goddamn Kivas Fajo.
the most toys, had 4 of the 5 ever made.
Yep.
But somehow, that same weapon should have been 10 additional episodes.
It was the fifth one was just getting passed around.
That's right. That's right. It was like it was just like rented. Like a zip car for weapons. All right. So it also appeared in Up the Long Ladder, Evolution, The High Ground, Captain's Holiday, Starship Mine, Gambit Part 1 and 2, Journey's End, Preemptive Strike, Fair Trade, and Dark.
Not enough.
It's the most popular weapon in the galaxy, not even the quadrant.
I think the other ones were like Veron, like F disruptors. Clearly not. Not as good, but
But if it was an Up the Long Ladder, that means it must have been made for the
that's for the
clone planet, right?
It was made for Up the Long Ladder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that explains how there's so many of them, as they were cloned.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Veron T.
Good head cannon.
Veron T is on my secondary system. I love it.
I can think of a couple things or people that needed a Veron T Disruptor and Up the Long
David,
Ladder, but-
definitely.
Dated.
Ended murderer.
Oh, definitely.
And
something must have happened.
Salute him for it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And we salute him for it. All right, Alex, what is your number 4 pick?
5-word summary. Our introduction to the Bajora. Hashtag evocative and effective. This is Avalo 2 from Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 5, Episode 3, Ensign Row. This is the
deep cut
Bajoran colony world that they visit.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
To figure out what's going on. And it's really our first time seeing, I mean, obviously we've met Ensign Row at that point, but it's our first time seeing Bajorans or Bajora, as they're called in that episode, in any way, shape, or form prior to Deep Space Nine. And so it's your first sort of view of the culture. And it's super interesting. It's obviously very evocative and effective, and sort of set the tone for what we would then later see in Deep Space Nine and explore in more detail.
I love it. Valo 2 doesn't even ring a bell for me. I think that's one of those kind of...
Yeah.
It's also where Ensign Rose gets a uniform that suddenly has a zippable jacket.
Yes. Good for her. Yep. One shot, it's, and it's a complete unit, and the next one,
Yeah.
Programmable manner.
There you go.
I think you'll find V's a popular letter for planets.
It is.
I think it's when you're a writer and you're feeling a planet, I think V's a good. You can't go wrong. Can you? You can't go wrong with a planet.
Yep, that's true. All right, Claire, what do you got?
All right. My 5 words are: launch leaves much to the imagination. Hashtag quick commute at least. It is Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think might actually be Vandenberg Space Force Base now, but I'm not going to call it that.
Please don't.
I love
from
Vandenberg.
the Card 62 finale, right?
Yes. Farewell. Yeah. I love the Europa mission plotline in that season. It's really cool. The execution is very strange logistically, and that kind of comes to a head in the finale when you're trying to figure out, even if you know that Vandenberg Air Force Base is an actual launch complex in Southern California, they still get there really fast, and they're like there, and there's no security. The whole thing is bizarre, and
it works great.
It works great for the story. It just is confusing, but go Vandenberg, I guess.
Yeah,
I love Vandenberg. Anytime.
Rocket, 7.5 minutes.
If you live in Southern California, anytime they announce there's a rocket launching, you're going to see it.
I had the absolute shit scared out of me in 2nd grade because of a missile test out of Vandenberg from Central California. I saw it, and it was like smoke in the sky. And I'm in 2nd grade. My friend and I are like, "Is that a shooting star? No, there's smoke after it." And then the missile turned to go out over the Pacific Ocean. And so it lit into this huge flare of fire. And we were like, "Oh my God." And I was like deep into, TNG Trekkie. I thought there were aliens landing.
I love it.
Second layer abstraction of my experience with Vandenberg, I guess.
Fantastic. All right, Matt, what's your number 4 pick?
My number 4, 5 words and a hashtag: Voyager's first compelling new villain. Hashtag sick and desperate, the VD and sodiality. And I didn't pick a episode, but I guess I'll just go with phage because that was the first
Well,
one.
now you're picking an episode. Yes, the phage. The Vidians on definitely on my short list.
So, and I picked it because, like I said, the Kazon were a bust. I still hate them, but the Vidians were interesting. And they were actually like, I could see where they were coming from. So
A, we love the Kazon on TrekRanks. B, this is a great pick because the Vidians are awesome.
They're genuinely gross.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like
no, they're
Star
really-
Trek doesn't always succeed at trying to make something gross.
they're genuinely gross, but they're incredibly sympathetic to a
Are
point.
they incredibly sympathetic?
I would say they are sympathetic.
I'd say they're sympathetic.
Sympathetic.
I think the
Yeah.
circumstance they find
There
themselves
can be a
in is
degree of
sympathetic,
Yes.
but
They became less
It's
sympathetic,
not.
but I like that when you first learn about them, and so I'll go with phage specifically. When
Yeah.
that scene in the transporter room, that they come across
Yeah.
quite
I mean, the
sympathetic.
very next one when he rips off the guy's face just to
That's different.
try and
Yeah.
get
Like I
those,
said,
yeah.
Klingon tourists.
Right. If you're hooking up
They're
with
less
one, if
sympathetic.
you're hooking up with one in an old jalopy, you've got to have some sympathy. So,
It's great makeup. It looks so awful.
R.I.P.
Especially since they made the guy's actual face look like not his face.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Durst.
Yeah.
Okay, the Vidians. I figured they were gonna go. That's an awesome pick. Jamie, what do you got?
okay, 5 words. Kids can cope with complexity. Hashtag Hageman's Grok Trek. And it is V for the Valnakat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
I've just loved watching season 2 of Prodigy, which is awesome. I'm going to pick as my episode Into the Breach Part 2. I think that's the first time that episode's been picked on TrekRanks.
Let's bang the gong.
The gong.
We don't really bang the gong for brand new shows, but we're gonna do it.
At any rate, Wynn visits the home planet of Solum, and Essentia is revealed, and I just think that this show does not talk down to kids in any way, shape, or form, and that episode set up what for me is one of the best seasons of Trek, of any kind, animated, live action. It was so good, and it was so bloody complicated. Like in order to solve this problem, we had to send someone into the past, someone into the future. At the end of this episode, the character meets their own father, who is no longer evil like they were in the previous episode, but now they're good. Why? Because this is before or after when it was last time. How the hell are you supposed to understand what the hell is going on in this show? I don't know. I need to rewatch it again. But from my perspective, it was just so brilliant. And the whole season was wonderful. The actual, the new race of people that we get to meet and the planet and the whole situation, I thought was just fantastic Trek. So that's my pick.
The Valnakat and Solom were so well thought out. And I mean, that is one of the best species in Star Trek in terms of their motivations.
I love the
their
design.
culture,
Yeah.
their history.
He's being sympathetic.
Absolutely. And
Would you call them
and that's
incredibly
a flip.
sympathetic?
Yes, because I came all the way around on the Diviner.
Yeah.
I came all the way around. I don't think that was a stretch at all for me to be like the Diviner sucked in season 1. Like that's
No, he still sucks. He
I don't
always
think
sucks.
so.
He's 100% suckitude.
no.
Yes.
He enslaved people.
He literally enslaved
I know,
people.
but the new
That's old-
version
that's
of
old
him
one.
Children.
has
He
never-
enslaved children.
But he never
That's old
got
one.
his
But
never-
Ilderan, I mean, you have to understand how this character
Get
became.
there.
Still say
And
so.
please,
Right.
and
No.
please, when you're done, explain this to your 8-year-old. Anyway.
They were one of my secondary.
Explain baby Hitler to your 8-year-old.
The Valnakat rule.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Very
design aesthetics, the ships. Essentia is an incredible villain. I mean, so good.
They were one of my secondary systems.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had two species in a row there. I love it. Okay, close out round 4. 5 words and a hashtag. Patak by any other name. Hashtag V is for vulgarity. And this is a Romulan Varul.
Varul.
From TNG's The Defector, a swear word used with expertise
Yes.
and panache
With
by
venom.
Commander Riker
Yes.
defending his buddy Worf.
It's a wonderful line only a Varul would.
Yes, he says.
Use language like that or something like that.
Yeah, it's basically.
Yeah.
It's after Xerox says, "Get this toy zah!"
Yeah.
And he says to Worf, and so Riker steps in to protect Worf.
You are lucky this is not a Klingon ship. We know how to deal with spies.
Oh, remove this toy Za from my sight.
Your knowledge of Klingon curses is impressive. But as a Romulan might say, only a Varul would use such language in public. Mr. Worf, please see to the security arrangements for our guest's stay.
You think he like took a class at Starfleet Academy that was just vulgarity in other languages? Or does he speak Romulan?
I think Riker's street smart. He picks up all the
all the good pickup lines and all the good
because
swearing.
right away Sherlock is back on his heels. He's like, "Oh shit, this guy knows. This guy knows the rule. Okay, props to this guy. He knows the rule."
We will find out in Starfleet Academy very soon
Yeah.
whether after Astrometrics 101 and is Epithets 101. I'd take that class.
Riker's been in way too many seedy places.
Remove this toy from my sight. Okay, we're going to the soup round.
All that electromagnetic soup, it's wreaking havoc on our nervous system.
Let's do it. Ken, what's your number 3 pick?
All right, my number 3 pick. My 5 words are, they go up and down. Hashtag nifty nacelles. These are Voyager's variable geometry pylons.
The sound they make.
That's right. You know something's happening down there. Mortimer Harris is getting his head beat up every night. All right. So this is Voyager's movable work cells, which we first see in the opening credits to Voyager in Caretaker. So that's the episode I'll go with. It's they go up and down. I forget which is work. One is up, one is down.
Yep.
I don't think it's
it fixes the
Who cares?
Warp 5 thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, what's it?
Right.
It's supposed to be. It's never said on screen.
It's supposed to.
But it's supposed to be
fix
the
force
force
of
of
nature
nature problem.
The speed limit.
Yeah, the speed limit.
That's right.
This is healthy and safe warp
Healthy and
5.
safe warp 5.
Yeah.
Keep your nacelles elevated and all that.
into a V formation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why are you smirking? That makes perfect sense.
All right,
Wait, what episode did you pick?
I'm going to go with Caretaker because it first shows in the opening credits.
Okay, I love
variable geometry pylon.
Is that what they're called? Variable?
Yeah.
Why geometry pylon?
Because
they change the shape.
They can be down or they can be up.
You don't
Variable pylon.
Variable pylon.
Come on, Technobabble.
Okay, I love it. I love Technobabble. I love that. Amazing. Alex, what's your number 3?
We're sticking with Technobabble for this one.
Oh, good.
5-word summary. Technobabble makes the wormhole go. Hashtag and deflects Earth asteroids. This is Verteron particles.
Yes!
From Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 1, Episode 1, Emissary. It wasn't the first time they were mentioned, but they come up most frequently within the context of the Bajoran wormhole. It's one of the exotic particles that you find inside the wormhole, but Verterons also come up again at the end of Enterprise. The Verteron array on Mars is used to keep asteroids away from population centers of the solar system. So it both makes the wormhole go and protects Earth at the same time. Verteron particles are pretty cool.
Verteron is just a great...
It's just a great... It's just one of those great Technobabble words. Like Telecam, right? Like Verteron, Telecam, like...
Honestly, if you had walked...
all that invented Star Trek stuff.
If you had walked into this room an hour ago and told me that I had to guess whether it was based on a real word or not, I probably would have guessed it was based on something real.
Yeah, I think it's...
I'd be like, Verterons? Oh, yeah, that's
I think
definitely a real word.
I'm 90% sure it's totally fictional.
Claire? Totally fictional?
I don't know.
You're smart. Okay, Claire.
You're the smart one.
All right.
Disagree.
What's your number 3 pick? Verterons. Brilliant.
5 words. Where are the rock monsters? Hashtag, you'll just have to imagine them.
Oh, no.
It's the unfulfilled promise of Star Trek V.
Yes. That's my favorite pick so far.
I'm sitting here trying to come up with the V, and I'm going, Unfulfilled Promise, Star Trek 5.
Yes.
This is the last time I used the V.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the stories. Apparently, on paper, it was great. If it's, looks great in William Shatner's mind and whatever, they ran out of money.
And then they hired the most terrible effects house they possibly.
Yeah, they ran, and it's just really dark.
And then you see the test footage.
Yeah, and you're like, maybe it's okay that we didn't see the rock monsters.
And I will say, thanks to the remastering, you can see a rock monster for 2 frames.
You can.
Yes.
You can. And it's
Can.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so glad you picked this just so I can rant for 10
Yeah,
seconds.
and I was just gonna say, you could easily argue that even if the last moments have been, last few scenes have been great, it still wouldn't have been a great
I don't
movie,
care.
but
Thank
yeah.
you. I don't care how much money they had. Blockbusters at any level of budget in 1989 was not saving. Was not saving us.
You're not going to turn your
No, I
eyes
don't
on
care
Trek
what.
5.
I don't care how much money. What sci-fi house? Viv house you were using?
So did
not going to say.
Did Galaxy Quest put rock monsters in because of Star Trek
I
5?
would imagine so, but I don't know for sure, but it's
That is that blows my mind.
Yeah,
That
I
was
agree.
forced
I mean,
fulfilled.
I know Crisis Point 2 did.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and it was a home run. A life worth lived.
The only rock monster we want is named Rock Tat because she's awesome.
Yeah. Woo. All right, so perfect. Okay, Matthew, what do you got?
All right, my number 3, 5 words and a hashtag. O'Brien Must Suffer, Part 50. Hashtag time travel nonsense done right. This is just the episode Visionary for
Oh,
Part
I
50.
love it.
Great
Of course
episode.
anyone's picking this episode.
Ranking close on that one.
And I mean,
So good.
again, like I said, it when you're working with time travel, it could go one way or the other. And in that one, I just like how it was a constant rising tension throughout the episode. And it's one of those O'Brien Must Suffer episodes, but unlike some of the other ones, he actually comes through and saves the day at the end. And it's not just about his trauma, which those episodes are good too. But it's nice to see him be kind of I wouldn't say action star, but he kind of is in that episode a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, Visionary rule. Wow, Visionary's only been picked one time on TrekRanks.
It's a great episode.
And
It is a great
was
episode.
and it was in top 5 Miles O'Brien episodes. Only like 10 episodes ago.
It's like top 5 suspenseful episodes.
Yeah.
So good. And it's so underrated. And it's sci-fi, it's O'Brien, it's got everything.
And it's the same, it's sort of like the Deadlock Harry Kim thing. It's like, your original Miles O'Brien's dead, and it's a new Miles O'Brien.
Oh, yeah.
100%. 100%. At least
Which of those 2 episodes happened first?
This one does. Visionary happens first.
Right.
Yes. But they're right before.
It was season 3, which is Voyager episode, season 1, and Deadlock's in Voyager season 2.
At the end of season 2. There we go. Okay, awesome. I'm glad someone picked an episode. Thought that might happen. Jamie, what do you got?
5 words. Dryly into the final frontier. Hashtag I finally beat the odds. And for me, V is for the vacuum desiccated remains of Clark.
I'm gonna die already.
Body parts, which is just one of my favorite episodes of all time.
I also.
It's
Me
got,
too.
It's
I love that
got
one.
great brunt scenes. It's got Quark and Garrick, who did not share
No.
enough scenes together through the whole of DS9. It's got Max Grodenchik as Gint, and we have the first Grand Nagus railing against the suggestions of acquisition. It is just and at the end of the episode, we have a wonderful, corny, heartwarming moment when Quark learns that the true meaning, that his true assets are in fact his friends. What a great episode!
There are great lines in that episode. But you were bought a book called The Suggestions of Acquisition.
Yes.
I want 52 discs, a vacuum desiccated Quark, and I want them now.
Look, it's late. You've come a long way. Why don't we stop this haggling and just tell me how much you want?
What I want is 52 discs of vacuum-desiccated quark. Nothing more, nothing less.
But I'm not gonna die just yet.
That is good. I mean, that episode, the scene of Garrett showing Quark how to break his neck, that scene alone is just
I like there's one line to the effect of for someone who wants to die, you seem determined to
Get out alive.
At any rate.
I'm gonna be surprised. Can I just hire you to recite the whole episode, please?
Or just reenact the whole episode.
Play all the parts.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that concept.
The whole concept.
The whole concept is brilliant.
Vacuum desiccated disc is the best.
Yes. Just the idea that you would chop yourself up and then sell yourself as a collectible.
And people
it's just so clever.
Have you walked through the vendors' room?
It's so clever. It's so clever.
Sell your future. I love it.
Chris Pine, the little vacuum desiccated bits of it.
Yeah.
That would go for a huge amount on eBay.
Big money. Big money.
You heard it here first. He is suggesting Chris Pine be chopped into tiny bits, desiccated, and sold.
Sorry, he was referred to an panel today. He was referred to a panel today.
And with Fred, it's just, a plan.
A suggestion.
No Ferengi may do business in this bar, and no Ferengi may do business with that man.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's close out the soup round with my number 3 pick. It's not that fun. 5 words and it's a good pick. It's a good pick. It's just not that fun. 5 words and a hashtag. Collaborator quest causes convenient killing. Hashtag V is for vendetta. This is Deep Space Nine Season 2, Episode 8, Necessary Evil, and it's Vatrick.
Oh,
I love Vatrick. I love the name Vatrick. They say it like 20 times in this episode. Vatrick this, Vatrick that. Who killed Vatrick? Where's Vatrick? Vatrick's list of collaborators.
Lock and Mole run for its money.
It really does. This is just one episode. Yes, the Bajoran chemist that was murdered by Kieran Maurice. That was another great thing about this episode. That by the end of it, you're like, oh yeah, our series regular committed murder like 2 years ago in cold blood just to cover her butt. Amazing. I love this whole episode. I love that Kira murdered a guy and gets away with it. And Vatrick, I just like saying Vatrick. Necessary Evil, anybody want to say Vatrick?
Great episode.
Great episode. I love the film noir aspect of that episode.
Yes, of course.
Vatrick.
That's just right.
Yes,
Vatrick. Say Vatrick. Awesome. Vatrick, that mother effort. Okay, let's go to round 2. Ken, what is your number 2 pick?
All right, my number 2 pick. This is a little bit of a throwback and may only apply if you were as online as I was in the spring of 2001.
Okay.
I'm leaning forward.
Yes. I know I will have a little
Probably not me.
That was beef for Star Trek Continuum.
All right. My 5 words are Trek news on the internet. Hashtag after Voyager. It's Series V or Series 5. What TrekWeb.com called Enterprise before it had an official title. And I picked this because
that's so niche. That's so niche.
I warned you tonight. And I am picking this not because of the stupid name, which yes, niche, but it was the first time the fan base could see a show coming together online.
Right.
Where now we get every bit of piece for every movie, every TV show, every casting yet. And then that whole summer of 2001, from the name of the show to the casting and all that stuff started coming together.
Man, the original internet blow up, the very first Enterprise promo where they left Cisco out of the name of the captain.
Correct.
And everyone was so mad they yeah. The first time since 1969 the fandom moved mountains.
That's right.
To make a point.
The Paramount Mountain.
we bought
that aired during the Voyager finale.
Yeah.
Another V.
We bought the TV guide introducing you to the new cast. I had a TV guide which I kind of fold out silvery cover. And we looked through it, and I remember my dad was like, gentle with it, make sure you don't break the spine. And then when we were done, he put it in a gallon Ziploc bag just so that in case it got
could be
wet.
worth something someday.
I don't think he was thinking about selling it because he's not that kind of guy. I think he just genuinely was like, you have to be gentle.
You're talking about the TV guide.
The TV guide? Yeah, with the Enterprise.
I had that on my wall forever.
Yeah.
I think I still have it.
Jen who's on TrekRanks all the
Yeah.
time, she had that on her wall in college.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, wait, how long did they use Series V?
For about 4 or 5 months.
But in the commercial that aired on Voyager,
In the commercial that aired during Endgame on UPN
Endgame.
was sort of the public announcement of the
Okay.
title to viewers.
Yeah,
So that was like May 2001. But if you go back on like the Internet Archive, you can see articles about Series V, Series 5.
I do remember seeing that.
Thank you. Vindication.
Wow.
Another V.
Wow, I don't even remember that.
I didn't call it that on TrekToday.com, which was where I was getting my news at that point.
Well, no wonder you were.
There would have been a link on the Trek BBS though.
Yeah, well,
sure.
yes.
Wow.
You will never
okay.
find a malicious hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Alex, what's your number 2 pick?
All right, 5-word summary. Robert Foxworth's evil Vulcan asshole.
Yes.
Hashtag fuck yo Kishara. This is Administrator Velas.
Velas!
Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh my god.
Season 4, Episode 9, Kishara.
Yes,
I
I
was trying to figure
love it.
He tried to kill you, John.
He did.
Good thing you hit that.
I love Robert Foxworth in anything sci-fi that he's in.
So good.
His greatest role is obviously Admiral Layton. There's something about the goatee that really does it for him. But the Vulcan without the goatee still works. Is he a Romulan? Is he a Vulcan? Is he just an asshole? Is he like, who knows? But it's great. It's the and he's the sort of quintessential evil character who serves as the big culmination of Enterprise's masterful Vulcan arc, which begins with everybody being like, why are the Vulcans asshole now?
Yeah.
The Vulcans are not assholes anymore. Past this prologue, it feels like we're going through that a little bit again right now. But yeah, Administrator Velas.
Son of a bitch hung up on me.
Yep, sure did.
I love Velas. And he's totally a Vulcan. He's not a Romulan.
Yeah, he just reported to Todd Stasher.
Yeah, he's just a traitor. I love this pick. Velas is a badass.
Yeah, a
And
great
Robert-
Enterprise villain.
And Robert Foxworth is a great freaking actor.
Yeah. Was he on your recurring?
He definitely got mentioned.
He got mentioned on that, yeah.
I can't remember if anybody picked him though. Except somebody might have. Oh yeah, Vulcan Trilogy gets a mention. Pew pew. All right, Claire, what do you got?
All right. 5 words: ink and evil and Metamucil. Hashtag triple abstraction. I'm choosing the Vagrants. And you might be thinking, who the hell are the Vagrants?
Oh,
I know
this.
I know where you're going with this.
Vagran, Vagarn.
Yeah, who are the Vagrants? Vagrants, whatever. And when I say whatever, it's because there is no actual known pronunciation.
This is deep.
Yeah.
This is so deep.
So they are the people who left their evil emotions on the planet. Wait, that created Armus in Skin of Evil. But double abstraction. They are never mentioned by name in the episode.
Right.
They are given a name in the Star Trek Encyclopedia.
Wow, and it's Vagrants, like with
Or
Vagrant,
Vagra 2, right?
Yeah, it's Vagrant 2.
Yeah, Vagrans.
like Vagrant without a T.
Yes.
Yeah. But the fact that we had 2 competing pronunciations is even better because it's never actually spoken.
Yep.
Wow. So Armus is
Armus, the
However, in the audiobook version of the encyclopedia.
Lower Decks ones where they prank call.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
That's a very deep. That's so deep.
So
deep it's only a
But
prank.
they say Vagrant too, yeah.
They say the name of the planet, but
Yeah.
they don't actually say the name of the people.
They just, yeah.
That's incredible.
Captain's log supplemental. We've lost all contact with Shuttlecraft 13 and can only assume they've crash landed on Vagra 2. Meanwhile, main engineering is trying to return us to warp power.
So I'm just shocked I'm choosing. I realized I was like, this means I'm actually going to choose Skin of Evil for an episode of TrekRanks, which is
That's
a little shocking.
You just picked Haven.
I know. When I was going through and making sure I had the episode numbers in here, I was like, wow, I have 2 season 1 TNG.
I think that's the last time that will happen until Jim does top 5 season 1 of TNG episodes.
Yeah, Skin of Evil been picked 3 times. So
Really?
yeah. One off
Never been
villains.
by
That's,
me,
that's
right?
a good one.
Yeah,
It is
he
a great,
I mean,
Yeah, Armus. We're still talking about him. Okay, Matt, what do you got?
Well, speaking of villains, I thought this was a family show, by the way, so I censored my
Good.
He's just gonna bleep me.
my hashtag here, but my 5 words in a hashtag.
For effect.
My 5 words in a hashtag: bad build butch boss baddie. Hashtag effing solids. It is of course Vatic.
Yes.
I wondered if she
From
would
Star
get-
Trek Picard.
Yes.
And take your pick of the episode. The one where she dies, she gets to say the effing solids.
Surrender.
Surrender.
We can't do it now!
Rich, open the evacuation hatch now.
Get off my bridge. Fucking solid.
Just perfect villain. I love how Plummer closed both TOS and TNG. Yes.
Fantastic.
And I loved Amanda Plummer even before that role. But
No, Vatic is fantastic. And she's even better on rewatches.
Oh yeah.
She was a senior.
The like sort of gleeful
Yeah.
unhingedness of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just that first time she appears, when Shaw says, "I was having a good day." Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Liam.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
I know.
He's only French when there's bad guys around.
Yeah, right.
Oh no. Would you tell somebody has to go back inside? No. Okay, Vatic, I love it. We have another character picked. We had another species picked. I'm keeping my stats. Jamie, what's your number 2?
Time to go back to planets.
Okay.
My 5 words are
London Core.
Damn it! I knew I should have written that in. My 5 words: CrowdStrike has different computer meaning. Hashtag I do not approve. I understand. And V is for Vendicar.
Yes.
The planet that Dominion 7 is battling
I thought about
a taste of Armageddon. I've been doing with my sister a remote TOS rewatch of the whole
Awesome.
series from start to finish, which I haven't done previously.
That's Larry sitting right over there.
Yes. And we've been watching all through, and season 1. What a great episode this was. And one of the first kind of really famous allegory episodes, I think, originally for the Vietnam War, but relevant today regarding any kind of desensitization we have to casualties of war that get reported on in media. And on social media in particular. So, and there are lots of V's here, of course. Our planet's people are vaporized in the disintegration stations. And the Enterprise is almost tricked by a voice recorder. So where they pretend that they kind of try to trick Scotty with Kirk's voice. So anyway, a great episode and a great concept, like a great sci-fi concept at that time. And one of my favorites of the season.
An underrated episode. I love that episode.
Yeah,
And it's an awesome deep cut pick because you think about Amini R7 and Anon, it's 7. I mean,
Anon 7,
yeah. But Vindicar, they say that like 10 times in that episode.
But because it's really important. Because
Star Trek
if it's not for them agreeing to because they presumably have agreed to this. So both sides are in the same thing with their casualties. So what a weird agreement to come to in the middle of a war. We're just going to offload our people. Anyway, it's a fascinating kind of concept. So
I just love
Vandicar.
I love thinking about the first time that episode aired and all the people who are watching TOS, and it's like episode 9 or 10 or something like that. I mean, it's pretty early. Yeah. And you're watching it and you're like, oh, that's what this show is,
right?
Yeah.
Because it's the first one that really, I think, hits you with that.
Well, we are currently rating every single episode on a rating of gods and horny. So every episode is either about gods or people with powers or whatever, or it's kind of horny. And many episodes have it's a 5-star rating, so an episode might be 4-star gods, 2-star horny, or whatever it is. And pretty much and if anyone knows anything about Gene Roddenberry, the 2 things he was most interested in about were gods and horny, right? Which is a kind of an understanding of the first season that we have kind of put.
So what happens when you get to the Apollo episode and it's a horny god?
Yeah,
we're only up to the end of season 1.
It's coming. All right, fantastic. Let's close out round 2. Did someone mention Robert Nepper? Here we go. 5 words and a hashtag. 900-year jump. Not that one. Hashtag V is for vindictive. This 900-year jump is reference to Dragon's Teeth, Voyager Season 6, Episode 7, The Vaadwaur. They also jumped 900 years into the future, except they were asleep for 900 years. It's literally the exact same time jump as Discovery. 900 years they've been out. And I mean, everybody loves Dragon's Teeth. Everyone loves Vaadwaur.
Yep.
The only criticism you ever hear about Dragon's Teeth is it should have been a 2-parter. There should be more of it.
They should have come back.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Or we should see them again because of their subspace tunnels and all that shit. But I love that you have obviously Vaadwaur is just cool species, cool name. But I love that scene with Neelix when he's like, the dude from the Vaadwaur is like, Talaxi Ilze. You guys Talaxilze, right. And he's like, oh yeah, Vaadwaur used to be foolish. Mother effer.
Great job, Ambassador.
And Robert Nepper's in this, and he's playing a bad guy again.
And it's actually some really great CGI. I mean, when it's on the planet's surface, like blowing up the city around it.
I mean, it's so good they reused it for the Enterprise mirror credits.
It stands the test of time.
Yeah.
The special effects in that one look good. Visual effects.
And the Vaadwaur is great. I mean, if anyone plays Star Trek Online, they're a good villain in that too.
Love the Vaadwaur. I thought we might have some duplicates by now, but we don't. Here we go. We're hitting round 1.
Begin round 1.
And what do you got?
All right. For my round 1, my 5th pick. My 5 words.
Way to close it all out.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's all for you, man. My 5 words are, it's not that hard, man. Hashtag Wessels. Chekhov can't say V.
Yes.
All right. And
Wessel.
I'm not going to go with Star Trek 4. I'm not going to pick the original series. I'm going with Star Trek 09.
Yes, of course.
Where Chekhov has to force himself to say V to get the computer to understand it.
That's such a dumb joke, but I love it so much.
Mr. Knight.
Yeah, such a good joke.
V is in your name, man. You should be able to say it.
Yeah, right.
Victor. That's such a great pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic pick. The nuclear vessels. I love it. Totally abstract. That's why we do abstract V. Alex, what do you got?
All right. 5-word summary. No one else is going to have this. 5-word summary. DS9's pet Galaxy-class starship. Hashtag, it's supposed to be protecting our starboard flank. They're in too close. This is the USS Venture. From the episode I picked was Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 4, Episode 1, The Way of the Warrior. The Venture is the Galaxy-class ship that docks at Deep Space Nine at the end. It's the 2-foot model. It's practical effect, not CGI. It's 2-foot model.
So you can go top of the cells.
They took off all the all good things stuff, except for they forgot the 2 bits that were on the nacelles. And
phaser strips or something.
The like extra phaser strips. And the Venture appears multiple times throughout the remainder of the show. So it's referenced as being part of the fleet in Sacrifice of Angels. That's where the line the Venture and the Magellan are supposed to be protecting our starboard flank. They're in too close. So I believe the Venture is also the lead ship of Galaxy Wing 91 or 93. It's not clarified in dialogue.
God damn it!
That's one of my pet peeves.
Welcome to the TrekRanks, ladies and gentlemen.
I've got the shields back up, but I don't know how long they'll hold.
I'm reading a cluster of warp signatures approaching, bearing 187 Mark 025. It's Starfleet, Benjamin. 6 starships led by the Venture. They'll be here in 15 minutes.
Contact the Negvar again. Maybe now Gowron will be in the mood to talk.
So first of all, they reused that shot from The Way of the Warrior a few times throughout the rest of the show. But then it's frequently re-mentioned, and it's like everybody should have their ship, right? Like, if you were captain of a ship, what would that ship be called? Claire, what's yours?
The name?
Yeah, come on. Mine's the Venture. I don't know about you guys, but screw Admiral Hastert. It's my ship. I'm the captain of USS Venture. So yeah, DS9 Pet Galaxy class starship.
I would count.
Do you have the Eagle Moss model of the Venture?
No, but I did buy a model kit of the Galaxy class, and I went and bought some decals that were for the USS Venture. So yeah, and I bought the phaser strips. So I'm gonna make it as it was seen in Way of the Warrior.
Where did you buy the decals for the Venture?
People make them. You get any name you want.
Okay.
In the age of 3D
Wow.
pictures.
Yeah.
The internet, huh?
Okay. I'm learning so much. Wow, that's such a deep cut.
You know what? My ship would be the Grissom B, and it's because B. I know. Well, when I made that my case, I made a label.
class?
It's an Overth class.
Yeah.
I know that's a goofy ship, but I really like it for some reason.
Great ship.
The Grissom B, yeah, 638B. I put that on there. So yes. I guess I decided that like 10 years ago and I forgot.
Oh, maybe we'll do that topic on a future episode.
Yeah.
Top ships that explode in ways that mimic the death of the person they're named after.
Oh no.
It's true though.
That's true.
Dying quickly in a fireball.
They really couldn't get the doors open on
No.
Also named after the person who died on the day I was born.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which is really weird, right?
Yep.
He died to the Klingon.
No, because I wasn't thinking of the ship name. I was thinking of like, what does Esteban have to do with exploding? But then
JT.
Oh yeah, the
JT Esteban also exploded.
Yeah. And then he has a ship named after him, which then explodes, and then whoever's the captain of that ship gets a
Explosions all
ship,
the
and
way
it
down.
explodes, and then just it's a chain reaction.
Alex, my ship would be the Enterprise.
No,
Yeah.
you're a liar.
Go with a Z.
Yeah.
Enterprisians?
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got?
Wait.
Oh, you have it in your pick? Jesus.
Where?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got caught up on the explosion. Sorry.
I haven't written it down. Yes. I can't confirm you have not picked.
Let's just one take back.
Yeah, go back 1.7. Back 0.76.
Quickly track lines.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right, 5 words. What if we hadn't stopped hashtag at 2? My top pick are Voyagers 3 through 5, which are implied by but never seen in Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But we see Voyager 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
So which ones are on the
So-
same?
3 through 5.
3,
So
4, and 5.
Voyagers 1 and 2 were real, obviously. Still out there, still transmitting.
Oh,
I
that's
love
so
them.
great.
Get out of my sight, sir. I love the idea
a
that
great pick. Unseen.
yeah, like
Yes.
apparently, we all like to think that Star Trek's past is our present, but it's really not because like Ray Robinson
What
didn't
did you
recognize
just
Star
say?
Trek.
Which one got blown up?
I've been
But-
waiting here.
Yeah, right.
30
I know.
years.
I think it's so
Yeah,
much.
Changes everything.
Which one
No,
of
but-
3 through 5 was blown up in Star Trek 5? Star Trek V.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, one of
Because
them.
that is a Voyager, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
whichever
at
one,
least it's based
was
off the
programmed to
design.
scream when it got blown.
I know. Well, so there were 2 that ended up on the machine planet
Yes.
and became alive. And so they stopped another.
But going back to
process.
Claire's point that Star Trek's
Star Trek
is our future history, but yes.
No, but Star Trek exists in a parallel universe where NASA had a much larger budget because they were able to launch at least 6 Voyagers, and they had the Charybdis mission from the Royale, and then
Yep.
apparently the Europa mission is
Yep.
they're able to do heavy
Yeah,
launch
I mean,
in
the
one from,
2024 and the
one
Ares.
from,
Yeah.
Yeah, small staff.
So-
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, we're also going to have Warp 1 in 25 years.
Yeah, get on
Hell
it.
yeah.
Not
I just
25.
saw a
Sorry,
design for the
35
Phoenix.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm way older than I
No,
thought. all of a sudden.
What episode did you pick? TMP then?
Yeah, the motion picture.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and it's
Making sure.
implied by, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, wait,
Drozen wants to call in.
Drozen wants standing by to call in with a quick guest rank
Oh,
from Adam.
get him on the phone.
Does he even know the topic? It doesn't matter. We'll tell
I
him.
mean, he'll have something good. Well, actually, tell him to log into the Zoom. Okay, what's that? Oh, we got Adam Drozen on the phone. Adam, are you there?
I can hear you guys. I'm sorry I can't be there in person in Viva Rock, Vegas. I'm calling it from the top of Mount Trushmanks.
Well, that's the second Trushmanks reference this
Oh,
episode, too.
Trushmanks. Thank you, Adam. Well,
I used the rocket boots. I got to the top. I set up the Zoom, and I'm here. I'm glad to be kicking it with the homies.
All right. What do you have any abstract V's you can throw our way? We love having surprise guests on our live shows.
Got a hot one for you guys. My abstract V, the vacuum of space. Or if not there, then where would any of this take place?
Okay, but
what's your episode?
What episode are you picking for the vacuum of space?
It's got to be, and for the Trek coriest hardcore among you, please, off the top of your heads, tell me the one where Tom Paris and B'Elanna are stuck. Say,
Adam, you didn't even finish it. You're just the one where Tom Paris and B'Elanna. Done.
It's Day of Honor, Voyager.
No, that's the one. That's the most vacuum of space I can think of.
Where they're definitely not just on a turntable.
What was that, Droz?
That's the most vacuum of space one I can think of. That's top of mind for me. I think.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, vacuum of space is perfect. We did have vacuum desiccated discs as a pick. So thank you, Jamie.
Is this the first time that vacuum has been part of multiple picks?
I'm going to say it for sure is.
You mean you don't track the number of times vacuum
Individual
comes
word.
out?
Yeah,
number of
individual. Your
words
stats aren't by individual word.
I mean, they kind of are. If I want to search it.
Yeah, we don't want to figure out how deep this rabbit hole goes.
I've seen the spreadsheet before. I as a keeper of spreadsheets myself, it's a pretty
game recognizes game.
Yeah.
Pretty good one. All right. Fantastic. Drozen checking in from subspace.
What an absolute pleasure. I'm just going to, toast some marshmallows up here, and I'll think of other funny ones, and I'll just keep listening on you guys.
Wait, Drozen. Are you singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat or Moon Over Rigel 7?
It's interesting. There's a few of me up here in the Jeffrey Combs kind of way. So we're gonna do some harmonizing. We're gonna do all of the classics. We're gonna do Rigel 7. We're gonna do Row Your Boat. And I always think it's funny because every time I watch that scene, I'm like, I know exactly how he's gonna do the pauses between row your boat.
row your boat.
It's truly, it's like when Vice President Kamala Harris does the wheels on the bus go round and round. I'm like, I know that's not how the song goes, but every time I hear it, it's just like it resets your brain in a really unsettling but satisfying way. So I can't wait to hear the rest of your guys' picks. I'll be in the background percolating.
All right, hang out and chime in as needed. We're going to Matt's number one pick. Matt Hansen, what do you got, bud?
I don't know how I follow that.
With your number one pick, it's gonna be awesome.
We have incredible sympathy for you.
Some oxygen.
So my 5 words in a hashtag, my favorite Star Trek movie, second star to the right, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, and I picked it because it's Star Trek VI on the poster.
Oh, there we go. So we get another V. So
and I've been on TrekRanks quite a bit. I'm sure this has come up, but I love this is my favorite movie simply because I think it's a great send off, and I love when Star Trek mixes with a political thriller.
You picked 2 plumbers.
I did.
Oh yeah, back-to-back plumbers to close it out. That's good. I need to. I should be tracking how many.
Bill, are we talking about mothballing the Starfleet?
Adam, you have missed so much of that. It's amazing. I love it.
We can go back.
Who's doing lines? Of course, it's the best part of these things.
Videotape. We had a dramatic reading of Body Parts earlier.
Yes, pretty much exactly that. All right, Jamie, number one, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to go down the same route and just pick something that I love. And anyone who knows me knows this one's pretty obvious, but my 5 words. This one's from the heart. My hashtag 1962, what do you want from me? And V is for Vic Fontaine.
Yes.
Jim has had trailers, books, comics picked, advertisements, commercials, all through the history of TrekRanks.
Yeah, mostly by the people in this room.
I would love to be someone that picks a CD, which of course is very well played, but I'll give him an episode. Given we're in Vegas, I'll pick the episode entirely set in Vegas, which is It's Only a Paper Moon. Kind of shocking that there are 2 episodes I could have gone with Bada Bing, Bada Bang. Also set in Vegas. I'm going to go with It's Only a Paper Moon. We just heard today in the panel with Paul Wesley say that he was shocked that in an ensemble show on Paramount, there he was as a guest actor with a whole episode basically, dedicated to him and Christina Chong as a two-hander. And I remember reading the same stuff from James Darren and Aaron Eisenberg saying it was inconceivable at that time that you would have a whole episode dedicated to 2 secondary characters who would have to carry the whole show.
Yeah.
But they did. It's an amazing episode of Star Trek. I love it. I love Vic Fontaine, that whole music and the era and what Stephen Bear brought to the show. Literally changed my life in a bunch of different ways. So if we're going to be in Vegas and it's Abstract V, for me, it's V for Vic Fontaine. So they
awesome pick. Don't forget to listen to episode 189 of TrekRanks, top 5 two-hander episodes, the one right before this one.
Well, we haven't heard it yet.
I haven't heard it yet.
I know, it's coming out. Well, it's coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
but
so
not for you people listening to this. It was 2 weeks ago. So, temporal inversion just happened. It's our last episode, two-handers. It was awesome, and it came up so many times today in Vegas. So this pick is awesome, and you're going to pick Vic Fontaine. Vic is the man. I mean, this character, we said it 1,000 times. The fact that they added this character to Deep Space Nine, the most dense show in Star Trek history, before or since, in the end of season 6, they shoved a hologram singer
but it
from
wouldn't-
the
it wouldn't-
60s
it wouldn't happen
and made you love him and want more of him in the middle of all this other stuff going on. Ira Stephen Bear is a genius.
I just love the fact that at that time he was in a position on a show, and we now live in a time where Star Trek can't do this because Star Trek has to get ratings, it has to get numbers, it has to get views on streaming. And this guy knew he had a whole season to go. He knew that would be the end of the show, and there was basically the creators. Rick Berman says, you've got 7. Now just. You may as well just go ahead and do whatever it is the hell you want to do because you ain't going to get another chance to do it. And they all sat in the room and he just said, well, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to go and do it.
What I want to do is I want to hear, I'll be seeing you all the way and the best is yet to come.
And you're going to pay for the license.
Mostly here's to the losers. That's what I don't like.
Because the seasons were longer, even if you got that same statement from up above today, it'd be like, do whatever you want. You have 10 episodes.
You can't do it.
So you can't do as much in that if you want to tell a cohesive story.
This kind of came up a little while ago, I think, but the person that's got closest to that, I think, in recent Trek history is Mike McMahon. Probably knew that season 5 of Lower Decks was going to be the end of that show, and I can't wait to see what he has done.
Like, you know what?
This is his last chance.
Gotta get that in.
We're going to do triple Twain.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what he has for us.
Amazing. All right. It's another character added to the grid. Okay, let's close it out with my number 1 pick. Oh, I love this one. Okay, 5 words in the hashtag. It's right there in the 5 words in the hashtag. Vol is Vol. He's everything. Hashtag V is for vitality. It's TOS Season 2, Episode 9, The Apple. It's Vol, the big cave head dragon head thing designed by Matt Jeffries. I mean, this set, 1967. Are you kidding me, Matt Jeffries? They built this thing with the big green eyes and the orange flames coming out of his mouth and the steam, and it's huge. And I love it, and I love the apple, and it makes the whole thing work. Vol is just menacing. It's a little kid. Are you kidding me? Or look, this thing.
And inside it contains a small room that looks like a missile silo launch site with like a little computer and everything. It's like
this episode has 2 of my favorite things: absurd red shirt deaths, and main characters not caring at all about red shirt deaths.
When the dude steps on the rock and just blows up.
Yeah, or gets shot with the poison arrows.
Kirk cares. Kirk cares.
Please.
Until the end of the episode. Well, it's happening. He's there. Once he's back on the Enterprise, he's
laughing it up. Kirk didn't even care that his own brother died. So I don't think he cared for a few red shirts, Jim.
As soon as he gets back on the bridge, he doesn't care.
You gotta move on.
You know what's very satisfying about this episode is the ever-present, omnipresent red sky.
Yes.
Like very ASMR. It's like, ooh, like we are in outer space, my friends. I love it.
Thank you. This is my ASMR episode. It's so good.
Alex, can you give me a?
Oh, it's amazing.
I haven't come to this yet in my rewatch. Can you give me a quick 5 stars, Gods and Horny for this episode?
Oh, horny.
Horny is a 4 or a 5, and Gods is a 4 or 5.
Right. On a scale from 5 to 12 Fs.
Yeah. If we're speaking my language, it's a solid 6 Fs all the way around.
Amazing.
Let's see what you can do with the secondary systems.
Okay, secondary systems. We're gonna do it quick.
Wait, don't we have to wrap up? Or
No, after secondary systems. God, have you done a show before? Like 50 times?
fucking 15 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
15 times.
What do you got?
All right, secondary systems, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. I only had a few. This was a little challenging for me in this one. I had the Voth from Distant Origin.
Oh, that's a good one.
I had the Voyager A from Prodigy.
Yeah.
I had it's a terrible episode, but there's some good stuff in it. Vanishing Point from Enterprise.
Okay.
Not a great episode.
Thank you. And finally, my last secondary system, which almost made it to the list, was the Vision. This is Jonathan Frakes' computer commercial for the company Golden Tablet.
The greatest gift he just gave you was not putting that in his top.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Alex gets
Give me a commercial lady or something.
Three
Okay.
words they can Google. I don't want you to explain it.
Just look up, look on YouTube, Riker computer commercial. You'll find
This is true 90s Star Trek culture. As deep as true as anything.
Piece of production.
You're welcome.
Okay, Alex, what do you got?
Okay, I've got the Vishal Dinner from Charades.
Okay.
Oh, that starts with a V, yeah.
Starts with a V, yeah.
Okay.
The Vorcha class attack cruiser.
Okay, oh, that should have been picked.
Valerie Archer from In the Flesh.
Oh, that's good.
And the SS Valiant from when no man has gone before.
Okay, the Valiant. I like it.
The good Valiant.
The good Valiant, not the terrible Valiant. Not the terrible Valiant.
As opposed to the USS
Red
Valiant.
Squad, Red Squad, Red Squad, Red Squad, Red Squad,
He
Red
was
Squad.
He was
He might have been a good man,
but he was a terrible captain.
Do you think that, I'm sure that in the way that, fraternities carry on once the oldest people graduate, do you think the next generation of Red Squad ever said to themselves, can we do another, a cooler chant, something besides...
They changed the Blue Squad. It's good now.
we can workshop this guy. It's I don't think those were, the deepest thinkers whoever came up with the first Red Squad chant.
Nova Squadron, man. You got to get caught up on your Prodigy too, man. Prodigy.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, what do you got, Claire?
I actually did not have any secondary systems, which has never happened to me before.
You have a void of
Matt.
secondary
Yeah.
The void.
Systems. Oh, the void.
Episode. Some were already mentioned. The Vandicott was on my secondary system.
Yeah.
Voyager A was on my secondary system. And I also had, just because I like the way that it sounds, Vitosh Couture, the Vulcans Without Logic.
Yep.
Yes, that's cool. That's from season
one.
That's from
Enterprise.
Yeah. Those, I hate those guys.
And then Spock 'em up.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a few in here.
Okay.
I've got the Vulcan salute, but only when done sarcastically.
So parentheses.
So yeah, which is kind of sideways abstract V.
Well done. Yes.
I have Vertiform City.
You didn't come up with that one.
I know, that's a good one.
A classic Ken.
I should have gone with that one. I'm sorry.
That's a Drozen pick.
I think I've chosen
Marriage Star
for a different episode, but yes, love it.
I think that was a Lyrian pick. That was Lyrian pick, Vertiform City. I have the item worn by who Orville Cummings, I'm not sure is aware, who played Geordie LaForge, the guy with the visor. So I had V for visor.
That was pretty brutal.
Said that today, yeah. I've got V for visual effect, and I picked my favorite visual effect in the whole of Star Trek.
Okay.
Voyager 3 getting blown up by the Klingon bird of prey in Star Trek V, right?
No, but we can go around. We can go around the board if we want on our favorite. My favorite visual effect is the ship blown apart with inside with the view from inside the holodeck looking out at the end of part 1 of the Killing Game.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is like my mind.
I watched it yesterday. So good.
Oh, okay. And I've got V4. How many hours are in your days? I don't know. I would love to.
All Star Trek.
And I've got V for voice acting, which has been a massive part of Trek recently. And I would like to mention Wesley Crusher and Will Wheaton, who I thought crushed it.
Bill Wheaton. You can't use those W's, got 2 V's.
But as a voice actor, as someone who is now making his living basically as a voice actor, to come into Prodigy and do what he did for that show, I thought that was brilliant. And I did also have V for Wessels was on my list, so I
V for Wessels.
Fantastic list. Okay, I had Dr. Van Gelder from Diagnostic, one of my favorite crazy performances.
Oh, Dr. Van Gogh. The doctor's name from the future from before and after.
Not have that, but Morgan Woodward is Van Gelder. I love. I had the Viceroy, Ron Perlman. I almost wanted to pick that. Just because Ron Perlman's so great. Yeah. It's so great that he's in Star Trek, even though that's underwhelming.
Just a little bit of mind raping.
Movie and everything else. The Valdor, also from Nemesis. We love the Valdor. I had Kendra Valley, where Cisco's.
Well, also Admiral Valdor from the Romulan trilogy and Enterprise.
Yep, that's right.
Ryan Thompson.
Yep. And then I had 2 other special picks. I couldn't pick it because it's not really PC. I had Vagrants because I love. We have some great vagrants in Star Trek. We have the guy who phasers himself in the city on the edge of forever.
Yeah.
You know, when he picks up the phaser.
Clint Howard in Past Tense.
We have the dim.
He got the crowd in the post-apocalyptic.
We have Captain Braxton, the A leads to B.
The cycle of causality is complete.
And my favorite one, help out a 49er.
Oh my God, yes.
But I saved vagrants for the secondary system because I'm a good person.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one, I had voluptuous vixen Annie from A Fistful of Data. This ain't Kansas City.
And to give a shout out to Admiral Vance, who we all should have brought up.
Oh yeah, Vance. Vance is a good one too.
I think we should also lay some respect on a name of an artist truly undersung in the Star Trek canon.
Oh, I fucking know who you're going with.
Who do you got?
Marvin V. Rush, baby.
I was going to go with. I thought you were going to go with Velton Ray Bunch.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If anyone knows Velton Ray Bunch music within 2 seconds of hearing it, it's Jim TrekRanks Moorhhouse, okay? I've seen it. It's like watching close-up magic. It's
Duke. Yeah.
It's like, you hear like people love to say like, oh, I can guess that episode within a frame of seeing it. This fucking guy within 2 seconds of music is like, this is a Velton Ray Bunch episode. My jaw hit the floor, has yet to come up. But so yeah, let's give a shout out to 2 great artists: Marvin V. Rush, the cinematographer of the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine for the first couple seasons, and Velton Ray Bunch, the composer for some episodes of Enterprise.
So good. This is why we do TrekRanks, people. This is why we do it. Okay.
It's like we're building a V-based Mount Trushmanks.
Any secondary systems, Larry? You want to throw in?
Delta is an abstract V.
Oh, it's an abstract V.
Sure
It
is.
absolutely is.
It's also abstract shape.
I like that. I wonder if it got picked.
Yes, a triangle is a shape.
I bet it got picked. I bet it got picked on shapes. Okay, let's go to our regeneration cycle. We're going to go through some stats and recap our picks.
Computer, activate regeneration cycle. Alcoves beta and gamma.
Okay, we're going to run through a quick recap of our picks and then our statistics, and we're going to let Drozen grade everybody's picks here really quick here. So Ken, we're starting with you. Recap your 5.
All right, my number 5 is videotape, and that's the Star Trek 3 scene where Captain Kirk pulls out of each as the Star Trek 2 to figure out where Spock's scotch are wet. My number 4 pick is the Veron T Disruptor, so rare it shows up in 10 different episodes. My number 3 pick is Voyager's variable geometry pylons. They go up and down, and who knows why, but they look cool, and that's great. My number 4 pick, or my round 2 pick, I'm sorry, is for all those of you who were deep online in the spring of 2001, that is trekweb.com calling Enterprise Series V for 5 before we had a title. And my round 1 pick are, for some reason, Chekhov can't say the letter V, so we get nuclear vessels, even though the letter V is in his name. And I'm done.
Fantastic. So you had 2 for TNG, 1 from TOS, 1 from Enterprise, and 1 Kelvin timeline. Hot take, Drozen.
These are all really insane and really good. I love the videotape one from Star Trek 3. Watching 2. I also love the videotape moment in the encounter at Farpoint where he's like, watch the last 20 minutes of the episode, get caught up, and then you can join in the action. That's my other favorite videotape moment.
You didn't tune in before the first commercial break.
Very good. Okay, Alex, recap.
Number 5, the Valjean Chakotay ship from Caretaker. Number 4 was Varlo 2, the Bajoran refugee planet from Ensign Row. Number 3 is Vercheron particles in the Bajoran wormhole. Number 2 is Valas, Robert Foxworth's evil Vulcan from the Vulcan trilogy. And number 1 is the USS Venture, the Galaxy-class starship that appears multiple times in the background throughout Deep Space Nine.
I need to look that up. That's amazing. Okay, so 2 from Deep Space Nine, 1 from TNG, Voyager, and Enterprise. Drozen, any hot take?
These are also all really insane and specific. I love thinking about the Valjean and like with the Maquis or like, no, we're not going to name our ships after people or rivers. We're going to be a little more literary about it. We're going to be a little more like cerebral, okay? Because that's what we do. So
they're all named by Michael Eddington.
Yeah, Eddington, you do it.
I like that. I like that.
Okay,
yeah.
Claire, what do you got?
Number 5 was the 5th house of Beta Z. Which we never see. Number 4 is Vandenberg Air Force Base, which presumably is where the events of the Picard season 2 finale took place. Number 3 is the unfulfilled promise of Star Trek V, including the famous rock monsters. Number 2 are the Vagrants, who are never named on screen, but they are the people whose negative emotions created Armus. And number 1 are Voyagers 3 through 5, as implied by Voyager 6 in Star Trek Motion Picture.
Love it. What an abstract list. So you had 2 from TNG, 2 from TOS, including the motion picture and Picard.
Brilliant. Genius. What else can I say? Like Vandenberg Air Force Base, of course. Like
the hottest of the hot. Okay, Matt, what do you got?
So my number 5 was Viridian 3 from Star Trek Generations. My number 4 was the Vidian Sodality from Phage, Star Trek Voyager. Then my number 3 was just the episode Visionary from Deep Space Nine Season 3. My number 2 was Vatic from Star Trek Picard, but specifically Surrender, when she gets to say the effing solids line. And my number 1 was Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, the V being the Roman numeral VI, which is my favorite Star Trek.
Love it. So 1 each from TNG, TOS, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Picard. And we got 2 plumbers in there. So gotta love that.
all good as hell. And I just want to build off the Vidian, since I know we all love and we're at STLV or wishing we were at STLV, the commemorative plates and the Vidian, you got to get a set of them. I think the thing we need to start doing is you got to get one either tomorrow or at some point this weekend. And then every year we go back, we get another one so that like we can like each have one. And that's the one you actually like need to like reglaze so we can eat off them because they're so fucking disgusting looking. And, you have to actually use it as a plate and be like, no. We've made them safe to eat off of. This is the one, get the good china out. We have guests. Get the Vidian china out.
I'm only going to ever eat off the Vidian plate.
Adam, you're not going to want to know this, but there was a horse plate and I could have bought it.
Saw the text.
Somebody bought it.
Gone already. It's day one of the convention. Somebody already bought it.
The hilarious thing about it is it is a rack of plates. And the only one that's been bought is the horse plate.
You're
somehow not by clear lips.
Yeah.
You are inflating the market of the,
Yes.
of the demand.
How do you know that I didn't secretly buy it and I'm just not?
There's some other psycho out there who's as into that stupid plate as we are. But yeah, that's the next gig. Is like we're gonna really inflate the Vidian plate demand over the next several years.
I'm a proud Vidian plate owner.
Amazing.
There you go.
Can you eat like dry foods off of them? Like if you put like crackers, as I understand,
anything off the plate.
Do not eat off
on.
these plates.
Jamie,
one cracker.
Can you lick
You're
up a
not gonna
Vidian plate?
Jamie, recap your pick.
Good God, please.
All right. My round 5. V was for VHS and VCR, which was how I discovered Star Trek, with the episode You Are Cordially Invited being one we desperately wanted to get our hands on. Round 4 was for Valnakat and the race that was brought in Prodigy Season 2. Round 3 was V for Vacuum Desiccated Remains of Quark. They could also have been in your pick as they never eventuated.
True.
From Body Parts, one of my favorite episodes of DS9. Pick number 2, V was for Vendikar, and from A Taste of Armageddon, one of the planets that was at war remotely via computer. And my number 1 pick, V, was for Vic Fontaine, and I picked the episode It's Only a Paper Moon, one of the best episodes of Trek, in my opinion.
And we're going to give you an extra for This One's from the Heart.
This One's from the Heart.
We love that from James Darren, the legend. Okay, so you had 3 from Deep Space Nine, no surprise there, and 1 from TOS and 1 from Prodigy. Okay, Joseph, any take?
All very good, very clever. I will spin off of very quickly the VHS pick. Again, I love the tape shit. There was one artifact of the early streaming era I always thought was really cool was on Netflix when that was the only place you could stream TNG for a while. On Descent Part 1, the opening credits were so like tape distorted and warped. It sounded like a wet VHS tape. It was so cool. You can still find that on YouTube. It's really cool. You should pull it up.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, clearly they had the transfer for the early streaming version of Descent was from the VHS master. So it's got there's this like weird warble in the music for the the credits. Yeah.
Good, cool. That sounds like the Alliance.
It's exactly the cousin of that cracked out audience.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, my 5 picks from my number 5 pick, Vic Tayback, Jojo Kracko, and A Piece of the Action. My number 4 pick, you're a Romulan Varul, Romulan swear word, the Defector, TNG. My number 3 pick was Vatrick, the murder victim in Necessary Evil from Deep Space Nine. Kira murdered Vatrick. My number 2, the Vodwar from Dragon's Teeth in Voyager. And my number 1 pick, Val from TOS, the Apple. So I had 2 from TOS and 1 each from TNG, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. Drozen, any quick take?
Just a classic TrekRanks list, if you ask me. And we got to give some shine to legend Vic Tayback because when do you hear a name like that anymore? Just like a classic name.
Chef Mel from Alice. You gotta love it. Okay, let's go to it's Chef Mel. Mel the cook. He's Mel the piano chef.
What?
He's Mel the cook.
Had a whole conversation with yourself.
Did anybody watch Alice? I'm the only one.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Voyager episode. I was like,
Alice.
remember that?
Oh yeah, Big Tape. Krakow was not in Alice. The Voyager episode.
Actually, we're talking about this spin-off of Alice Doesn't Live Here.
Yeah, Alice doesn't live here anymore.
How many sitcoms are based off of Martin Scorsese movies, right? Come on.
Okay, quick recap of our stats. We had 2 Vics picked, Vic Fontaine and Vic Tayback. We had 1 actor. We had 2 straight episodes that were picked. We had 2 Technobabble picks, 2 ships, and then 3 planets, 4 species, and 4 characters represented by V.
And then a whole bunch of other stuff.
And a bunch of other stuff. That did not equal 30, which I think is our
It doesn't
number
fit in
here.
the category.
I didn't do any get too
Various.
deep. It's hard to
It's
keep
amazing.
stats during the live shows. It's hard to keep stats. Okay, our episode breakdown, we spread it around pretty good. So we had 1 Prodigy pick and 2 Picard picks and 1 Kelvin Timeline pick from like the new era. And then everything else was from the classic era of Trek. We had 2 Enterprise picks, 3 from Voyager, and then get this is cool. Deep Space Nine, TNG, and TOS all had 7 picks each.
And
which
Caretaker
is
got
kinda
picked
crazy.
twice.
And we had a couple movies in there too.
Yeah, and there's 2 films. Caretaker got picked twice. Yeah.
Oh, we
There was
missed
no
one from our secondary systems list. For those of you who are listening, the whole time we've been watching, the TV has been paused on an episode of Lower Decks, Cupid's Errant Arrow, and the caption is about the USS Vancouver.
Yes, it is. Right there. That's another one. Okay.
There are people listening to this?
Yes, there are. Actually,
Not at this point. An hour and a half ago.
Adam's on Zoom, so he can't.
All right, time to initiate a temporal inversion because it's time to hear from you.
Initiate temporal inversion.
Initiating.
And for this week's temporal inversion, we're going back to episode 182 in our abstract fire. We had a bunch of great listens from a bunch of different people, and I picked out just like 6 good ones. So from Debbie Maltasanti at Silverdo 25, she picked Rayner fired as captain from Under the Twin Moon. So fired, I love that. Adam Sanders, another friend of the show, at MetsFan1701, he had... I hate this one because I hate thinking about this one because it freaks me out. It's Kess seeing that microscopic level of the flame and the gift.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
There is nothing
she like messes with Tuvok. Oh man,
Oh,
that
yeah.
freaks me out. That whole moment, just like I don't like thinking about it. Melanie at Shuttlepod 2 on Blue Sky. She picked Travis telling spooky stories at the campfire in Strange New World. Our buddy John Krikorian at Trek Profiles picked Nero Fire Everything from Star Trek 2009. Abby Summer had Gwyn's Fire Arrow from Prodigy's Terra Firma in the first season of Prodigy. And Adam Huno from Strange New Words on Blue Sky. I like this one. This is sad. Deep Space Nine's Progress. Kira torching Mulabach's house.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a good pick. That did not come up on the episode. So, those picks. More than enough to clear ourselves from this week's temporal inversion. So, as always, I want to thank everyone for all the great responses to the TrekRanks podcast. Keep your list coming to me at TrekRanks on Twitter so we can retweet them. But we also want to hear from you. So, put together your own list of top 5 abstract V picks or a list from any of our past shows. Give us a call at the Tricorder Transmissions at our great new phone number, 757-828-RANK. So hopefully we will hear from you so we can be featured on the next episode
You
of
want to sort of say that along with you, don't you? That way you were doing that. It was like, come
I
on.
can't even remember the phone number I said.
757-827-RANK.
757-828-RANK. It's just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it sure
Anyway,
does.
give us a call. Leave us a voicemail, people. We want to play your voicemails. All right, so on the next episode of TrekRanks, we're doing it. We gave it 2 months to breathe, but now we're doing Prodigy Season 2, top 5 moments. Finally, at the end of this month, 20 episodes, all in one shot. So, Ken, Alex, Claire, Matt, Jamie, if you had to and Larry, if you had to choose one prodigy moment. What would you pick?
Finally showing Parisi squares on screen for the first time.
Oh, so good. Parisi squares. So good.
Having the flashback Picard uniform from that period of time in the season finale.
That was fun.
Hitting play, because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, that's right. You haven't watched it, Claire. Claire and Drozen, you guys need to. I know you guys are both like cool kids and don't like people to tell you need to watch stuff. But you guys need to watch it.
I do. Yeah.
My pick is the unlimited potential of an unwatched season.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Matt.
Making Chakotay a complex, likable character.
Oh.
Oof.
I'm looking forward to that. That's
fair. I've always liked Chakotay,
Yeah.
but that's good. Okay.
In line with my pick in this show, I'll go with my secondary systems. I'll go with the return of Wesley Sweater.
Yes.
As a production design choice.
Return of Wesley. Yeah.
Yes, Wesley, they're so good in this season. He's amazing. He's amazing. Okay, that's going to be an awesome episode. We got a lot to cover. We got to get that one recorded.
Channel closed. Reset. Subspace communications. Scrambler code Riker 1.
Scrambler code Riker 1 acknowledged. Okay, let's close this episode out with a huge thanks to Ken Reilly, Alex Berry, Claire Little, Matt Hansen, Jamie McGregor, Larry McGregor, Adam McGregor, Ewan McGregor. Anybody have anything they want to say before we depart? Say it now or hold your peace.
I'm just surprised that Ewan McGregor managed to stay quiet this whole time.
Yeah,
he's been in the room with us.
It's very
third McGregor.
Another thing.
He's in the room, but he's had the high ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Incredible sympathy for all of us.
We're winding this down. I want to thank everyone for engaging with us here again on episode 190 of the TrekRanks podcast. As always, I want to close by saying I'm looking forward to standing with you again here in this place where I belong.
Yes, sir. Happy to. Hansen authorization code 95 Victor 2.
Authorization not recognized.
Hansen authorization code 95 Victor 2.
Access granted.
May I have your attention, please?
Just want to remind everyone again that the entire TrekRanks catalog is available for you to download and listen to at TrekRanks.com and on your podcast player of choice. Our episodes never get carbon dated, so check out the topics you've missed and maybe just want to listen to again over at TrekRanks.com. And a reminder to check out our friends 5-Year Mission at 5yearmission.net. They're writing a song for every episode of Star Trek, and you won't believe how great their music is. They also have a podcast at the Trek Geeks Network, so seek them out. You won't regret it.
I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. I've got a song that I sing, I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. Lucky me, can't you see I'm in love? Life is a beautiful thing, as long as I hold that string. I'd be a silly so and so if I should ever let it go. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. Life is a beautiful thing,